going on, guys? It is Aiden Hutchinson.
What's up, man? It's your boy Amon-Ra St. Brown.
What's up, everybody? It's Calvin Johnson Jr. here, a.k.a. Megatron, a.k.a. First Ballot.
Greetings to everyone out there in the YouTube land. I'm Ahmed Hassanin, and I just want to give a shout out to Coach Dan. Thank you for all the support you show the team and the players. Everyone hit the like, subscription button, and yell woo in the comments. Thank you, and go Lions.
Greetings and salutations to everyone out there in YouTube land. This is Dan Skipper, offensive weapon for the Detroit Lions. Make sure you all help support Lions Talk Live, Coach Dan, by clicking on that like and subscribe button. Everybody, woo!
Well, greetings and salutations to everybody out there in YouTube land. I'm your host, once again, Dan Thornton. Hey, want to thank you all for joining us here today. Lions Talk Live Morning Show Edition. And guess what? We got a whole lot of information out of the Detroit Lions yesterday. Some real good news, some real good first indications into about next season, what's going to happen with the team. There are still a lot of questions that are going to emerge in the next several months. Hey, who are the Lions going to sign free agency? What are they going to draft? Is Kirby Joseph's knee going to hold up? All these things are going to be questions. We're going to talk about a few of them during the 5 headlines now. But one thing we're also going to talk about during the main topic of the day, as you can probably tell from the thumbnail, there are some emerging reports that part of the reason Taylor Deckard said, hey, I'm going to give it one more season, is that perhaps him and Frank Ragnow did have some conversations leading into the decision, saying maybe Frank the Tank might give it one more try as well. We're going to analyze this all during the main topic of the day and give you a little bit more insight, a little bit more clarity on it, plus some other information that came out. We're going to also have to listen to you guys, see what you guys have to say, the Duke Crew, about, man, Dave Montgomery is going to be back from all initial reports. Terrion Arnold, man, he put out some videos yesterday on the social media. Looks pretty good, maybe even a little bit faster, a little bit more fluid. Lions got a whole lot of information, great news that came out in basically about 12 hours. So we got a lot of digesting to do here in the morning show. Before we get into any of that, though, if you haven't yet subscribed to Lions Talk Live, please consider doing so. Also, if you have a half-second time, completely free of charge, all it takes is for you to reach on over and hit the button. But we try to get every episode of the show between 200, 300, 400 or more. Thumbs up or likes. Last, never least, if you're looking for better health, most of you guys know I had a heart situation about a year ago. Wife, of course, went ballistic and put me on peptides. She is a workout warrior. What do you want to say? Fitness influencer or something like that? I don't know. But go to jensavagefitness.com. I can personally say for the peptides, they help out your body in a lot of ways. My blood pressure, cholesterol scores, all that stuff, man. What gray hair I had disappeared. So they seem to do a lot of stuff for you. And while I don't know enough information to be able to speak intelligently about it, I know some of you guys have taken it. And if you don't want to post your comments, go ahead in the comment section. All right, all that done, set out of the way. Let's get this show rocking, rolling, kicking off, and going forward. And starting off with 5 headlines now. Sometimes I have the sound on the computer up way too loud when that music blares. All right, 5 headlines now. Recently retired offensive lineman staying with Lions and Dan Campbell's staff, story by Malik Brown of Clutch Points. This, to be fair, is a couple days old. It did pop up. I did want to point out one thing, why I'm putting it in the 5 headlines now today. This is further confirmation. The Detroit Lions regime, team, coaches that we see now, it's not like it was, say, 10 years ago where nobody wanted to be here. Unless you're a free agent trying to just get one more big contract, you didn't come to Detroit. If you're a drafted player, you're probably counting down the days till you can try to get out of here. But what have we seen under Brad Holmes, under Dan Campbell? Hey, people want to stick around. Even Dan Skipper, the offensive weapon, when he retired, I think it was widely considered he was going to become a part of the coaching staff. Going back to the start of last season, when it got to the 53-man cut down date, he wasn't even on my 53-man roster. I thought time had kind of turned on him. Not that he was a bad player, but he would probably stick around the practice squad. And then, as you guys know, Jamarco Jones got injured with a knee injury. Giovanni Manu got a little dinged up too. That opened up the gateway for Dan Skipper to stick around one more year. Now that that season's over, you guys already know he's retired as an NFL offensive lineman. Going to stick around with the Detroit Lions. But the bottom line of this is everybody wants to stay around this team. Nobody really wants to leave unless they absolutely have to. So I'm glad that the things have changed because he thinks that's going to impact free agency, the draft for years to come. People now want to come here. We've seen it the last few off seasons leading into free agency, all sorts of rumors coming out. This guy wants to come to Detroit. That guy wants to come to Detroit. In the end of the day, man, it's a massive change for the Lions. All right, Detroit Lions to play international game in 2026 NFL season. SI.com story by Christian Bohr. Probably not the biggest held secret ever, but the Detroit Lions, you know what? They've got a fan base outside of the United States, and one of those bigger places is, well, how about this? It is Germany. In Germany, yes. Why? Amara St. Brown is an international spokesperson for the Detroit Lions. You guys already know if you watched, Receiver or Hard Knocks or, man, really any of the NFL-generated content in recent years, St. Brown is renowned there, puts on football camps there. His family or his mom is from there, etc. He speaks German fluently, and the NFL is definitely taking advantage of it. I know it's a hot topic to talk about some stuff the NFL does. I'm not going to get into specifics. Most of you will figure it out. But the NFL is branding itself as an international product. It's happening more and more. You've seen it over the last 20 years, let alone the last 10 years. And I don't think this is going to change anytime soon. I think you will probably the next few years see a team emerge, NFL team, somewhere in Europe. I don't know where, but leave that to your own devices. Probably also one in Mexico or something like that, maybe South America. So, hey, why not keep playing games to places of strength and keep putting out products like this? You're going to have it, but the Lions are going to play an international game in Muncie. All right, Detroit Lions season opening starter shares video of workout return. Story by Josh Helmer, Lions Wire. And yes, Kirby Joseph, he's showing more stuff. He's getting into stuff. But so is Terrion Arnold. Terrion Arnold put out a video yesterday. Let me see if I can bring it up on the screen here for you guys. I need to share the screen. I need to cross the I, dot the T. All right, there we go. Hey, sometimes I'm good with technology. Sometimes I'm not. All right, let's see if we can get it to play for you guys. And it's nothing, huge, but you can see the fluidities back there. You see him getting in and out of the cut. No real signs of any issues there. So I think personally, I know some of you do not like Terrion Arnold. That's okay. Have your own opinion. I do like the way he's played in the first 2 years. I think he's well ahead of the curve for the most NFL younger cornerbacks. I get there are some outliners out there, the Sauce Gardner, whoever you want to say. Denver Broncos guy, I can't remember his name right now, but there are some guys that just come in ready to play right away. Most take a couple seasons. I actually thought T.A. did a very good job as a rookie. Thought his second year looked pretty good. You know what? Any questions about his health? At least as of right now, it's being alleviated. All right, next to the 5 glorious headlines now. Drew Petzing connection to former tight end is a blessing for Lions depth. Detroit Jock City, story by Jovian Alford. You know that it's probably going to happen. Petzing is going to be able to bring in some players that have a fond connection of him. Zach Ertz of the formerly, man, he's played for a few different teams. I'm just say this. He's been in the league for 14 seasons, played here and there. I think he is a possibility because while he played with 2 years with Washington Commanders, him and Petzing have a bond, a friendship, a kinship. I don't know. But you think that he's going to be looking for a new place to stay. The Lions would be an ideal situation. Also, when it costs Detroit a whole lot to acquire him, I don't think he's going to have massive suitors in free agency. Been wrong before, but Petzing would be able to use him. You guys probably also remember Ertz had a torn ACL and, had to recover from it. Assuming he goes through all the medical procedures to qualify and, check out, make sure he's right as rain. He could be somebody who comes in, again, maybe tight end number 3 or such. That's your number 3 tight end. If you don't want to just go with somebody younger, it might not be a bad pickup. If there's anybody else out there that you think Petzing could be looking at bringing over to Detroit or trying to get over to Detroit, let me know your thoughts in the comment section who that might be. But I do think there'll be some players that he's coached in the past that want to come on over. So far, everybody you've heard from in national media, the players, the coaches, whatever, they all say very good things about this guy. He's a fan favorite, a coaching favorite. So he's going to have some influence for sure on some people coming over and signing with the Detroit Lions. All right, last of the 5 glorious headlines now. Detroit Lion slowly working back safely. Working back safety. Kirby Joseph, SI.com. Story by John Macaron. We just talked about TA coming back. Well, it does look like Kirby Joseph is showing more and more signs of returning. Dan Campbell talked about it yesterday in his portion of the presser. Brad Holmes kind of skirted around a little bit, but it does sound like we'll have a lot more firm information what's going on with Kirby in about a month and a half. That's per Dan Campbell. My personal opinion is he's going to be able to play next year. My personal opinion is not backed up on any kind of information I have from a source or anything like that. But just paying attention to his age, what they've done to treat him, and similar knee situations. As bluntly as I can be, I think he will be around for 2 more years with the Detroit Lions. I think he's going to get everything he's going to get everything out of that leg, that knee that they can. After that, man, I'm not so sure. But 2 more years also means he's been in the league for a while. Most NFL players really only make it 3 to 4 years. And if you get that far, you've really achieved something. Kirby will have gone beyond that. Maybe they can come up with a few more things to get another season or 2 out of him. You've heard from multiple team doctors or former team doctors with experience in this type of knee reinflation say the same thing. You probably can get a few more seasons out of him. Whether or not you can get the whole contract out of him is probably a big question mark. But my personal opinion is Kirby Joseph is going to be on the field this year. Beyond that, you probably do need to start planning at least somewhat beyond his tenure in Detroit. I wish him well. I hope he can do what, Clowney or some other people. I know he's mentioned Clowney, but Clowney's the most prominent player, in my opinion, that I can quickly think of that's had the same knee situation and had a long career. I get safety is not defensive end. I also get defensive ends put a lot more bumps, bruises, and wear on those knees than maybe the average safety. We'll see what shakes out. All right, with all that done, settled away, let's get over to the main topic of the day. We may have a special guest today if we can figure out some stuff and get a link over to him. He's working on it right now. We'll save it because if we can't get him on today, maybe tomorrow. But anyways, 1, 2, 3, let's get over to the main topic of the day. All right, we've heard some stories out of Detroit in the last day or so. We've heard that, hey, this guy's going to return, that guy's going to return. Dave Montgomery, y'all know he's back on the attack for the Detroit Lions. Sounds like everybody, whether you're Brad Holmes, Dan Campbell, or whoever, you understand this guy is going to be returning to your team. That's a big plus for the Detroit Lions. I think most Lions fans would agree upon that. Maybe not everybody, but a whole lot of us would. Now, the next question on the list, what do you do with the news that this guy, the guy on the right, that is, Taylor Decker's back? You guys, I got the information to you as soon as I heard it. Had to have the bus pull over so I could do a broadcast. Hey, shout out to the bus driver and the team for allowing me to do that real quick. We had extra time, so it didn't impact the team. By the way, shout out to the Red Wolves yesterday, pulling off an impressive victory. But now more information came out later yesterday. A favorite son of the Detroit Lions. Part of the reason Taylor Decker wanted to return is that one of his good buddies, this gentleman, Frank the Tank Ragnow, is also considering returning. Word is that both gentlemen had long, elated conversations for the last several weeks about, 1, each of their health, and B, would they want to give it one more ride with the Detroit Lions. This also led to C, a conversation between coach, GM about the potential return. And this I am getting from different people with the, familiarity of the situation. I guess that's the best way to word it. But bottom line, Brad Holmes apparently and Dan Campbell both gave the tip of the cap and said, hey, Decker, if you want to return, we're okay with that. Ragnow, we need to know by this date and time. I do not know the date and time. It does sound like Lions spent some time chatting with the representation for both gentlemen, talking to them all, and I can tell you this, probably everybody on that offensive line would be very happy to have them back. If this goes down, what are your thoughts, Duke Crew? I like Frank Ragnow. I got to imagine he's going to go down as one of the best Lions ever to play the game. He's only 30, so if he sticks around, plays one more year, in my opinion, I think this takes some of the sting off of the Lions potentially having to go out there and sign a big price free agent center or draft somebody incredibly high, because I do think this year's draft you'd be reaching a little bit. But if you did draft somebody in, say, the middle rounds, just say for the sake of discussion, you trade back from 17 to number 20, 21 or something like that, pick up a third-round pick, invest that third-round pick into a center. Do you now have the leeway of giving that individual a season to kind of grow and develop while learning from Frank Ragnow? That sounds like a good coaching move to me, but they don't ask me. So between these three guys coming back, what are your thoughts, Duke Crew? Does this change your outlook on the season? Decker coming back, here's my only thing as a coach. He would have had to have really assured me, and I don't care if I'm Brad Holmes, I don't care if I'm MCDC, I would have to have total assurance that he's committed this year, one, which, if you're not bringing it back, if you don't feel like he is committed. But then the second part, you got to hear from your medical staff, your training staff, etc., that these guys are healthy enough to play. Last year, there was a lot of debate from different people whether or not it was a smart move to even have him out on the field the majority of the time. Why is that? Well, if you can't practice, how much can you really get into a groove with your teammates on the offensive line? This had to put a little bit of pressure on this man, Dan Campbell. Why? Well, if your offensive line can't play together in practice, they're probably not going to play too well together in a game. And that's part of what we saw out there. Yes, we had some new moving parts. Yes, you can blame injuries. You can blame a whole lot of stuff. End of the day, though, what did the line do? What couldn't it do? The return to Frank Ragnow, if he's fully healthy, I'm going to assume that's a big win, and it's going to be real hard to draft somebody or sign a free agent who's going to supersede his playing ability, assuming he hasn't, fallen off the map with his skill sets or anything. In my opinion, he's too young for that. But with him back there, Penei Sewell back there, Taylor Decker back there, I think you can say the Lions' offense line, maybe it wouldn't be the 2023 or 24 line, but it'd be a pretty good line, much better than last year's product, especially with Tate Ratledge now having a second season to kind of grow, develop, etc. Christian Mahogany, assuming that's where you go versus Miles Frazier or drafting somebody, but Christian Mahogany should also be better. And having that line in front of you is a pretty good thing for Jared Goff, for Gibbs, Montgomery, whoever you want to list. In your opinion, let's start with this, Duke Crew. Should they bring back Frank Ragnow if he wants to return? In your opinion, should they have brought back Taylor Decker or allowed him to return? I can see both sides of the Decker situation, because I understand if he retires, you cut him, whatever, you're going to free up about 16 to 17 million. How much could you invest that into a younger prospect? Could you draft somebody in the first round? I'm only worried about this season right now if I'm in charge of the Detroit Lions. My thoughts here, I'm going to throw them at you. Taylor Decker allows you to invest that first-round pick into, say, a defensive end, defensive back, wherever you're going to go on D. You can go out and really help improve the team. Taylor Decker, you know what you get out of him. He's played a decade in Detroit, and assuming he's healthy, does it also open up the window for somebody like Miles Frazier, Giovanni Manu, or somebody else to kind of further groom and develop into being his ultimate replacement? If that's where your thoughts are, now you can spend more draft capital on fixing other aspects of the team. And I know I've shared this for several months since the season ended, but I think it needs to be basically in this scenario all about the defense. Lions offense, if Ragnow does return, if Decker is healthy enough to really assure the Lions head honchos that he's not going anywhere, he's going to be able to play and help elevate the team. So the offense is set in this scenario. You've got your center, you've got your left tackle. Unless you're going to dress some backups here and there, you can now go out and afford all your free agency money, all of your draft picks on just really beefing up whatever you feel the weaknesses are of the team. And in my opinion, that would be the defense. All right, guys, you've heard me ramble on. I think this is good news. And yes, as soon as Decker announced he was coming back yesterday, I did think, man, oh man, I doubt if it'll be very long until we know one way or the other about Ragnow. But that did start coming out. I think as soon as we got on the bus to head back to our facilities yesterday, I was just seeing if our guest was going to be able to come on. I haven't heard anything yet. But anyways, I thought it would be something we'd hear within the next week or so. Free agency is roughly 2 weeks away. So if the Lions are going to bring him back, I think we have to know at least a week before that. Sorry, I had to sneeze. All right, Duke Crew, let's get to you guys in the comments section. And if our special guest can make it on today, I'll just tell you guys right now, it's Coach Mike Jones. We'll get him on, but I'll keep the phone up here. I know he's got some stuff trying to get the link over to me. Plus, he had to take kids to school. So, all right, let me scroll to the top of the screen. Give me a second. Still scrolling, running towards the end zone. Hookadoo, good morning, one pride. Duke Crew, one pride. Back at you. Johnny, good morning, folks. Always a pleasure. Conan, Frank coming back. Question mark. I wonder if he would since Decker is returning. Yeah, a whole lot of speculation about this did hit yesterday. And again, once our game was over, shout out to the Red Wolves. My phone was going off about that. So, hey, good stuff indeed. All right, moving on. Bo Booth, let's see. Good morning, Duke Crew. Did we hit the deck? Ooh, I see what you did there. Question mark. Woo! And back at you, Hookadoo. What great news yesterday on Monty. Woo! Yeah, so far, TA story, I think was pretty good news. Monty story, very good news. Decker story, good news. I won't be surprised if Kirby Joseph, and again, does play this year. I think a lot of it's going to be just being able to mitigate some stuff as best he can. I'll keep him ready for game days, etc. All right, Johnny, I missed all the news. I haven't been feeling good. Sorry about that. Hope you feel better, man. What's been going on? Question mark. Now you know. Miller Ward. Would be nice if we can get back out there. If he can get back out, I think the team can then develop a center along with future grooming of tackle. Yes. And, hey, maybe it's already there. Maybe the piece is already there for tackle or center. Maybe we're just not pertinent to it. Whatever. Bo Booth, I'm a Pezet, exclamation point. Congrats, I guess. Trey, Monty, Deck, and maybe Rags all returning, question mark. Loving it. Yeah. I'm loving it too. Hookadoo, same here, Bo. I think the Candy Man is going to be a great OC, exclamation point. You hear more and more people across the NFL say the same thing. Lions might have got a real win there. Bo, Hookadoo, I know, right? Just getting salutations, Duke Crew, getting Decker back. I don't know how I would feel. I would rather get his cap money and spend on a younger free agent or draft pick. I get that too, totally do. But you know what you're getting with him. You're showing loyalty to a player, and that does transcend to future draft picks, free agents, the fact that you do show loyalty to your players. All right, Hookadoo, Johnny, looks like Monty and Decker are going to be staying Lions. Oh, yeah, I'll go with that. Johnny, awesome news. Thank you. Anytime. So, sir, good morning, Coach, and all Lions faithful. Back at you. Bo, Coach was out in the wind with the Decker news yesterday. He sure looked dapper. Thank you for that. Just how I dress for game days. And, yes, I was just glad we get a strong enough signal there because it was not a great cellular area. Johnny, what's up with Rags? Now you know. As he knows half the battle. Drake, how are we feeling about the team bringing Decker back into the mix? Question mark. He would barely practice last season. He could barely practice last season. Obviously, he played. I thought the further the season went, he played better and better. The shoulders seemed to free up a little bit more. So my thoughts are the Lions medical staff did a review on him and said, yeah, he's good to go. Jen, good morning. All exclamation point. Bo, I see Hookadoo. Bo, he was looking stiff yesterday, wasn't he? Hey, sometimes I do that. Johnny, yes, he was. Silver. Morning, Hookadoo, Johnny, Bo, and Conan the Barbarian. All the above. Hookadoo. Morning, Jen, Silver. Conan, TA put out some recovery videos yesterday. He's looking good. He was looking dang good. With it being a shoulder injury and surgery, I didn't really think it would affect him from a lower mobility standpoint, but you never know. Vincent, good morning, Coach Dan, the Duke Crew. Woo! Exclamation point. Hoping Decker just retired. Some people did, and I get it, man. You free up that much money, along with Glasgow, you've got some money to really throw around. All right, Silver, Jen, good morning, Jen. Hey, nothing wrong with that. Jen, good morning, Hookadoo. Jen, good morning, Silver. Jameer, top of the morning, Duke Crew, and always a pleasure to have you on the show. David, defense, and get more on the defense. I think we're getting defensive about it. Exclamation point. Henry Moore Sr., good morning, Coach Dan, the Duke Crew. What a team. What podcast. Exclamation point. What a time to be a Lions fan. Woo! And, hey, pleasure to have you. Sierra Lopez, greetings, sanitation, Duke Crew. Exclamation point. Landscaper from Central California here. Looking forward to going all in this year. Me too, my friend. It's now or never, fam. Let's go, Sheila. Hold Brad accountable. Exclamation point. Woo! Hey, let's hope we do all the above. Clark Ragnow did us kind of dirty last year. I blame a lot of the down season on him. Move on from the man because he lost my trust. I get that, man. I mean, we've talked about it since he retired a year ago, that waiting until after free agency and the draft really hung the Lions out to dry. I was glad the Lions basically learned from that situation at the very least and applied that to Taylor Decker and said, hey, we need to know by this day, this time, if you are in or out, because, you don't want to be caught flat-footed again. Dreamer, happy hump day, Coach and Dan and Duke Crew. Let's go Lions! Exclamation point. Woo! Back at you. Henry Moore, hey, Duke Crew. I'll be heading to the VA for a cleaning shortly. I'll be listening. Well, hey, have a good time, I guess, at the VA. Hoodoo, good morning, Henry. Are we ready to rumble? We'll find out with the next exclamation point. Tag now coming back fully physical and mentally would solve all issues. Yeah, Ragnar coming back would solve a lot of stuff, meaning we could only concentrate on edge. Let's go! Exclamation point. I like the way you're thinking. Yeah, the offensive line, Decker back, Ragnar back. Yeah, I knew you were going with that, man. That would free up a lot of the thought process this offseason. Jim, in free agency, get a safety, corner, draft a center, edge, and offensive tackle. Super Bowl 27. I'll put it in the books. Let's make that happen. Henry Moore, that's a dental hygienist appointment. All right, I'll go with that. Marsha, Detroit Lions are winning the Super Bowl in 2027. Exclamation point. Woo! I like the way you are foretelling of the future. Queen Mary, good morning, Duke Crew. I'm so excited. We got so good news yesterday. How my Duke Crew family feeling this morning? I'm feeling pretty good. How about you, Queen? See, Susan, how did we all take the Kirby news from MCDC? I took it as overall very good, but I also get why you don't want to come out and be overly optimistic on the mic, whether you're Brad Holmes or Dan Campbell. But that's the way I took it. But maybe I'm just being positive, Pete. All right, Henry Moore, almost man of grit, hookadoo, sir. The bottom line is with the retirement thing. If retiring, he loses money. He's not going to do it. He prefers to be cut and get the most. Now Ragnar on the cover. Question mark. I think Detroit should move on. Maybe that's what they'll do. Johnny, good morning, Henry. Exclamation point. Take care of those pearls. You only get one set. Hey, you ain't wrong there. Hookadoo. Well, stay safe, Henry. Enjoy. John, what do you got? Decker coming back is not good. All right, we'll take it off the good list. Queen Mary, Susan, I took it for the most part as Kirby is going to be okay. Yeah, and again, just basing it only on the history I've seen, he's going to be year to year the rest of his career. I don't think unless they come up with some new medical procedure that egregiously changes things, that's just how it's going to be. All right, Vincent, John is 100%. Rob Hall, good morning, everyone. Exclamation point. Decker back yesterday. Hopefully Ragnar today. Exclamation point. Stop, coach. Too much excitement. Exclamation points. Woo! I'll go with all that. Hey, we'll take exciting news anytime we get it, though. Good to see you, Rob. Silver Sir, good morning, Marsha, Susan, Harry Moore, and the Trim Reaper. Hookadoo, good grit morning, Queen Mary. Grit wins. None wrong with that. Sergio Lopez, didn't get my dental checkups for a few years. That cost the rehab. My chicklets could have brought me 2 more writing mores. Ooh, how about that? Well, hopefully all's okay. Silver Server and good morning, Mary Smith. Exclamation point. Moonscar Blade. Good morning, my Lions, lovely friends. Ragdown News. Question mark. Did he catch a big fish? Ooh, that could be some breaking news. Fall in the lake again. We'll find out. Marsha. Morning, Silver Server. Exclamation point. Have a great day. Queen Mary. Good morning, Silver, Henry, Bo, Henry, all the above. Bus driver Brent. Man, talk about somebody we haven't seen in a hot second. Good morning, Coach Dan, the Duke Crew. Hit that thumbs up button. Woo! And back at you. Sergio, did Ragnar win the Lumberjack Championship? That I don't know. I'd have to check on that. Same old soup. Good morning, Coach Dan and the Duke Crew. Like number 19. Thank you very much, my friend. Trim Reaper, surfs up. What up, Doe? Sir, Marsha is praying with smiley face. Tori Epp, I wonder if the team had considered Frank coming back all along. It's possible that they had some sort of thoughts about it. I don't know. Kerry, still get a center? I think you are going to have to do that. My guess is if Ragnar does indeed return, it's for 1, maybe 2 years, but you're going to need a longer-term replacement. Pat, good morning, Coach and crew. Same at you. Amy, good morning, Hookadoo. Server, Johnny, Bo, Henry, Trey, Queen, Jen, Trim, Rob Hawks, Susan, Moonscar, same old soup. Everyone have a wonderful day. And back at you, Amy, as always, with an exclamation point. Johnny, good morning, Amy. Steve Rogers, offensive line could be a real strength again. I think so, too. If Decker is healthy, if Ragnar does return, you see the younger guards develop. Yeah, it could be a real strength. Rob Hawk, morning, Amy, exclamation point. Server, now, Mary, I'll be frank. I think Brad and Dan don't want to say a word about Kirby. They're just very well informed about the medical, and I believe they are planning as if he will not be here this season. Okay, well, could be a possibility for sure. Sergio, after massive miscommunication last year from Ragnar, They haven't learned their lessons, still giving players too much freedom in deciding the future. Give the players a deadline and help the team. Exclamation point. I'm guessing, I don't know. I'm guessing they did give them all a deadline. Bo, the Duke Crew is rocking for a Wednesday. Exclamation point. We're rocking and rolling. Hookadoo, Grip Morning, Amy and Rob, Johnny, Tori, good morning. Quentin, nice dub, Coach. Thank you for that. Hey, we just those don't know. We've got a bajillion injuries on the team this year. I think last night, if you went to first day tryouts to where we were last night, we probably had two of the top 7-ish players on the team. Hey, still got a W from back then, but a lot of players have grown, really developed this year. I'm proud of heck of those kids. Dre Day, need to forget about Frank till draft, the future left tackle that can still possibly start. There is no way Decker is playing all 17 games this year. Yeah, could be. Stephanie, good morning, boys. Exclamation point. 2 weeks away from the next match. Wish me luck and go Duke Crew. Exclamation point. And back at you. Good luck to you. Sergio Lopez, Kirby's career is most likely over. Injury sounds degenerative or like it won't ever be the same. See Bo Jackson. Yeah, Bo Jackson was a hip, though. Bo Jackson, for those who don't know, he was such a freak athlete. This dude tackled him from behind. And it just dislocated his hip. He had to have like artificial hip replacement, and he was only like 25, something like that. Rob, morning, Hookadoo. Have a great day. All got to go. Have a great day, my friend. Catch you next time. Bo, what do we really know about the dialogue that happens behind the scenes? Well, just whatever we can glean. All right, Trim Raver, train hard, Stephanie. Probably well said. Silver Server, Queen Mary. Now, as far as Montgomery goes, I think Dr. Drew told them, quote, look, you better give me my demo, and you better start also. Demo is in. I'll take that, end quote. Hookadoo. Decker is held together by duct tape, but still comes to play. He's like the Energizer Bunny. Not wrong. Hopefully they pump him full of Mountain Dew. Keep him healing. All right, Queen Mary, good morning. Amy and Jen. Johnny, peace out. Show's about to begin. We'll see you all tomorrow. Stay safe and stay warm. Well said. Lauren, great morning. Coach Dan of the Duke Crew. Arrows up. Yes, indeed. With an exclamation point. Sergio Lopez, Silver Server. I'll be frank. I see what you did there. I see you working, bro. All right, Bo Jackson had a rare arthritis that made his situation so bad. Yeah, had to replace the hip. Gary, keep Frank right now as offensive line coach when he's retired. Maybe they'll do well. Mary, I love it. Silver. Drew, good morning, Duke Crew, and Dan and Duke Crew. Exclamation point. Let's flipping go. Go Lions. I like the way you're thinking. Queen Mary, good morning, Johnny, Ellen, Carrie. Silver Server, definitely good luck, Stephanie. Exclamation point. Kim, I didn't see a reliable source for a Frank return. What I found stated with an Instagram post, no word from MCDC either. Brad Holmes during their press conference. Yeah, I doubt if they'll address it until they know one way or the other. At least that would be my guess. Hookadoo, great morning, Lauren. Sierra Lopez, both issues start with a hyperextended hip against the Broncos. You can look it up. Arthritis came about because of the injury, unfortunately. Yeah, he was basically any other human on planet Earth would have just been tackled. But he was I'll say probably to my last day, he's one of the top 3 athletic people I've ever seen with my own eyes. Just otherworldly. If you want to talk about aliens living among us, it was Bo Jackson. There's just any sport, very few people that were more athletic than him. All right, Eric, what do you got? Good morning, Dan, the Duke Crew. Back at you. Oops, Decker. Nothing wrong with that, Kim. It happens. Lauren, good morning, brother Hookadoo. Pierce, morning, coach. Was wondering if you got my email on Decker. Maybe. I don't know. I have to check. I was on the bus when the news came out to me, so whether or not, I don't know. Sorry, Pierce. Motor City Polly, now that Decker's back, how about Ragnar? Give it one more go. Let's go. Exclamation point. Might be what you're getting. All right, Duncan Kirby's career is over. Are you going to put some money on that? I don't know. Go have to make him better of the century or something like that. I think he's going to play next year. I don't know the level he'll play at, but I think he's going to be year to year the rest of his career. All right, Sergio Lopez, Dan Skipper just started as an offensive lineman assistant coach. He has done that, Bo. I was at the game, Sergio. Oh, how about that? Silver Server, good morning, Lauren and Carrie. And yes, Carrie, I think Frank made a good coach. I think he would make a good coach. Hookadoo, Stephanie, you've got the grit. Exclamation, you'll kick some butt. Yes, indeed. Gary, Mary was the only one that had faith when I said Rags was going to return. Hey, we'll keep the faith indeed. I'm Mary Smith. I got to say this. Did y'all see our Coach Dan in the nice suit? He made the Duke crew proud. Hey, again, just when I started coaching in the 90s, that's just, what I was taught. When you coach, you treat it like a profession. You dress a certain way. All right, see, Green, what do you got? TA comeback player of the year? Could be accurate. Sir, by the way, Coach, I like all I heard from Dan Skipper. I was impressed. Think he makes a great football coach, so mature, so steady. Hey, steady Eddie. Nothing wrong with that. Dennis, great morning, Dan and the amazing Duke crew. Exclamation point, back at you. Thomas, Donkey, Kirby, just do not know yet. Relax. We need to know before the draft. Dan Jackson, he may not be Kirby, but he has shown promise and talent. Yeah, 400%. Queen Mary says, don't go. Thomas, please, y'all, backslap the like, y'all. Exclamation point, and thank you for that. Sierra Don't, my brother is a diehard Raiders fan. Bo's injury hit him so hard. Yeah, like 100 people. Yeah, I get it, man. He was just rare. Same as Billy Sims, I suppose. Yeah, some similarities. As Taylor Decker is returning, good news. I think so. JK took 4 shots of feel-good Caribbean drinks. All right. Trim Reaper, do you know what happens to people who watch Lions Talk Live and don't like and subscribe? Do you? You just made the list. Thank you, Trim. Queen Mary, don't start this morning. Did you hear them say that you are so negative? Just say, yeah, Donkey Kong, I don't really know what's happening with you, man. Like prior to a year ago, you were like fairly positive, Pete. In the last year, man, I don't know. Somebody replaced your Mountain Dew with Mellow Yellow or something. But, hey, it's bold strategy if it works for you. All right, Silver Server, Thomas, Lions will sign and draft some safeties, I believe. Could be accurate. And corners where there are no guarantees, especially Rakestraw. Bless his heart. There you go. JK, Dunk Kong just needs some booze. All right. TA is a bust. Kirby's career is over. Demont being traded. Yeah, Dunk Kong, man, I don't know what's happening to you, man. I don't know if it's some sort of personal life event that's just changed you, but you were Super Bowl bust all the time, and then it's like you're a whole new person now. I'm sorry that you're going through whatever you're going through. That makes it always look like the glass is broken, shattered, and has no chance to heal. All right, Gumby, still want Lions to draft left tackle Monroe Feeling. He can rotate this year. Man, maybe that's what they'll do. Hookadoo. Mary Donkey Kong is just so upset. He's a Bears fan. There could be that. Could be that he is a well-known Bears fan, masquerading as a Lions fan. Big D, Skip wants to retire line as a player. Now he will help our line room a lot. Boy, that's Skip has my heart. Hey, he's a good guy. He's an offensive weapon. Queen Mary, Trim, you can put Donkey Kong in the naughty list, please. Might be accurate. Carrie, Donkey, go kick rocks. Maybe that's what he does. Maybe that's what happened. He broke his foot or something. Now he's less than happy. All right, Thomas Rakestraw. Now, if he doesn't stay on the field in all preseason, he's got to go. I would say that's probably very, very factual. JK, Bears fan, I laughed part. Yes, yeah, how about that? Big D, who are we playing in Germany? I'm not sure if we know just yet. Lions are going to Muncie. Yes, Munich, excuse me. Let's see, Pierce, I still think we need an edge. We need a left tackle of the future. Need to learn from the Frank lessons from last year. I do think, or at least it's a good question, Pierce. Do they already feel like they have the replacement with Manu, with Frazier, or somebody? And that's something I don't know. I thought it was in Munich. Okay, maybe that's what it is. I don't have it in front of me. Thank you, Lauren. Thomas, people keep harping on TA. Exclamation point. Look, barring injury, showed us before the season ends he belongs. To your point, Thomas, I thought last year when he was out, the Lions secondary was noticeably worse for it. So two people can look at the same thing and see different stuff. I look at him and I thought, man, TA's pretty good. Let's see, Mary. We also see Ahmed and Lovett this year. I think we will. I love TA. Me too, Big D. Sir, morning, JK and Pierce. Let's see, defense lineman, safety, corner, offensive lineman, top 4. Let's go after it. Vincent, not a fan of TA. It happens, my friend. Queen Mary, JK, they haven't announced that yet. Correct. I don't think the schedule is fully out yet. Pierce, and I want to see how DJ Reed comes back from injury. Yeah, that would be a big piece too. Easy. Love the way TA plays. Just hope he's available. Me too. Pierce, Server, good morning. JK, Server, good morning. Big D, if he stays healthy, he's our shutdown corner this year. I feel it in my bones. You're talking about TA? Yeah. And again, I think they're going to play more zone coverage. I don't know if that will really help him or hurt him, but I think you're going to see some changes this year. Dre Day, Donkey isn't being rude, just being a troll. It's what he wakes up in the morning for. Morning Duke Crew, and says Kirby is done. TA is a bust. Average of troll things. To your point, I mean, it's he comes in here trying to poke the bear all the time. And, Don Kong, again, I don't know if you had something personal happen in your life, like, you lost your hearing, you lost all your hair, your dog passed away or whatever it is. But for about a year now, you went from being super positive to super Debbie Downer. And, hey, everybody's entitled to their opinion, but doesn't mean I agree with your opinions. As is Glasgow coming up, we'll find out. Let's see, Hoogadoo, Grip Morning, Pierce, Dennis, T is great coverage corner. That just needs some polish with his hands. He will still be elite soon. I think he's going to be pretty good. I don't know if he'll ever be a Pro Bowler or Hall of Famer, but, Donkey Kong is probably the same guy that said Darius Slay's a bust. Herbert Moore was a bust after his rookie year. I mean, he go on and on. There's a lot of people that take a couple seasons to get right. Frank Ragnow, while we're talking about him, he wasn't the greatest his rookie year, wasn't the greatest his second year. So Donkey Kong was probably saying he was a bust, and he's one of the best Lions of all time. I probably said Calvin Johnson, should have never been drafted either. All right, Pierce Hoogadoo, Grip Morning, hoping you don't have any DDIs today. Thomas, do we really want our D backfield to get better? Do we get a playmaker for Hutch? Pinch that pocket 1 second faster! Exclamation point. Our DBs will look like Pro Bowlers. Could be. Agreed 100%. Dennis, Big D, Donner 100%. Trim, I don't understand why Don Kong comes in and do a Lions chat and talks negatively repeatedly every day. Yeah, something changed with him, man. It is what it is, man. Let's see. Bo TA corrected his hands problem by the second half of his rookie year. Yeah, I thought he noticeably got better throughout the year, and then last year I thought he looked better. As Kirby will be like a redshirt. Could be. He'll be free agency, starts in 2 weeks. I think we're all chomping the bit for it. Dre Day, I'm for a stronger secondary. Really think that it's a missing piece for this defense. Let's see if we can address it. I'd be okay with it. Pierce, Trim Reaper, another DDI. Big D, Donkey wasn't that bad half a year ago. Something must have happened. Maybe that was a half year ago. Just feels like a year. JK, Super Bowl or bust. Donkey Kong, yeah, it used to be his thing. Ken Ross, wonder if Frank Ragnow is considering playing again. It does sound like he is. Pierce, Ken, does he know how this hamstrings are? Well, I mean, I get it. He's so good at holding back the pain or not recognizing pain that he didn't know about the hamstring. We can debate that forever. Phil, you won last night, Coach? We did, man. We won by, I think, it ended up being 10 or 12, something like that. Michigan, Ken Ross, same thing I was thinking. Detroit, Kirby is cooked, same injury as Gurley. Yes, but also there are other people that played through it. So I don't know, for every time you find a player who ended their career because of it, you can find players that are still playing 10 years later with the same injury. Trim Reaper, yes, Pierce, DDI, put Donkey Kong in the timeout. Maybe they will. Big D, man, that stinks about our safety, Joseph. We'll find out. JK is laughing. Ken Ross, he has had plenty of time to get in playing shape as long as he's actually healthy. Yes, you got to be healthy. I will still draft an offensive lineman. They probably will. Pierce, I'm still wondering how no one knew Frank had a fully torn hamstring. Whew, that's a good question. Frank, let's see, Michigan, if Frank the Tank comes back, we will be complete. But I still want another offensive lineman. Yeah, I think you got to draft for the future. These are like short-term returns with Decker or Ragnow. You're going to have to move on from them eventually. Phil, I'm hearing a lot of hope, but no action. Seems like another we're good. Well, I mean, we can't sign anybody. Free agency hasn't begun. Decker says he's coming back. Monty, it sounds like he's not going to get traded. So we got about 2 more weeks, Phil, until we know if Lions or who they're going to sign, what they're going to go after. Don Burr, man, haven't seen you in a hot second. Lions, got to love the Lions. That's probably why you're here. Ken Ross, 100% keep building that heartbeat of the team, the offensive line. I like the way you're foretelling the future. Big D, I would love to have Frank back for one swan song to the Super Bowl. I think a lot of us would. Leonidas, I'd still get Decker replacement either in free agency or the drafts so he can start learning behind Decker and can be there if and when he starts back on that no practice thing and plays on game day regimen. Yes, indeed. Trim River, not another word good season. Let's hope not. Pierce, Don Burr, what's up, dude? Matt, Grit Morning, Duke Crew, and Coach. Exclamation point, back to you. Pierce, Brad can't say we're good this offseason. Let's hope not. JK, Frank the Tank, it's Blitzberg. All right. Don Bird, Pierce, what up, dude? Miles Marga, hi, all. Let's go, Lions. Sign them all. Let's see if we can. Dre Day, Stay retired, Frank. Please don't come back. Lions need to focus on the future and stop trying to recruit old players. Maybe that's what they'll do. All right, guys, we only got a couple minutes left, so I'm going to power through here, get people on who haven't been on as much. Dennis, I want Monty back in the worst way. After listening to Brad, I think he will be back if he takes a serious pay cut. Quote, it's up to Dan. Yes, indeed. Let's see, Silver, hey, Don Kong, have been here a long time, so I don't think it's another Brosy name. With that said, let the people speak. They spice it up and sometimes, just sometimes, say something true. Sometimes, yes. Dennis, Dave, not Dan, all the above. Ken, who better to learn from than a drafted center? Yes, indeed. Vincent, either way, we still need a left tackle and center. I concur. Pierce, Don, even with Deck coming back, I don't want tackle round one. How are you viewing things? In my opinion, it sounds like we're kind of on the same thought here, Pierce. If you're going to address the tackle in the draft tackle position, probably now, middle rounds, later rounds, more, I hate to say it, a developmental player. Vincent, either way, we still need a left tackle and center. I agree. Gary, Indiana's calling. Lord, I can't go back there. All right, we'll try to avoid it. Don, Pierce definitely just gives us a young guy time to sit and not throw him into the fire early. I agree with that. Matt, Glenn Holmes has said Demo is staying. We still need offensive line depth. Now we need to draft and fill in free agency. Not sure if I trust Decker and Frank enough, even though those they still have love for them. Yes, indeed. You have love for them, but still have to make the hard call. Ken, think you drafted a center would really benefit from learning for the ropes from right now. Yeah, not having to play him right away would probably also help too. Big D, yes, for Rags, as I understand Pierce. Dr. Detroit, Decker and Rags are washed. We need to move on. I wonder if we will. Thomas, Pierce Sargent, 100%. Leave Ratledge at guard. Yeah, I would hope they just leave him there and not just keep moving around. But, hey, they did move Frank the Tank around early on. Ken Ross, if Ragnow is healthy, Hex, yes, you bring him back ASAP. See if they do. Let's see, Thomas, good morning. Do crew, and back at you as go get a veteran center. Maybe they will. George, what do you got? Brad needs to move on from Decker and Frank. Wasting time with older players. They need to move on. Yes, indeed. Dr. Detroit, the run it back guys are alive and well. It does seem like that. Good morning, Do. I am back at you, Thomas. Silver. Agreed, Thomas. Leave Rat at right tackle. We'll see if they do. Leo, definitely bring Ratledge Frank Rags back. How about that? Frank Ragnow. The 2024 offensive paired with last year's defense, we could have got a Super Bowl. Let's see what happens this year. 100%. JK, Dan Skipper will get Decker a comeback here. Let's see if that. I wonder if that was part of it. Skipper sticking around. Maybe that helped influence things. We'll find out. As Decker wants that Super Bowl, probably accurate. Dr. Detroit, draft picks are not the answer this year. That's what Brad knows, so that's what we do. We'll see what they do for sure, man. Thomas, I'll say it right now. If Manu can just be Skipper's replacement, I'll be overjoyed. I think he will be the replacement. Why? I believe Frazier is a better talent and will be a starter soon. Let's see if they do. That would be great. Okay, do Detroit Arrows as Manu is backup. Keith, though, man, talking about something I haven't seen. I would take Ragnow back in a heartbeat and draft the center. Probably both will be true. JK, hey, Trim Reaper, what's good, buddy? Phil, I'm happy about a return, but guys have families. Putting them through a season of watching dad suffer is sad. So this is bail out, or do they really want to play? I think the coaches would have to believe that player wants to be on the field and the team is better for that player being on the field. Big D, I want Schmidt myself if Ragnow's come back. Okay, Don, to be honest, if we get 12 games out of Decker, that would be lucky. Okay, Eddie, Taylor Decker and Frank Ragnow is a good thing. We can fix the defense. Trim Reaper, good morning, Coach Jones. Go Arrows. Woo, all the above. Thomas, Detroit Arrows, how are they when we could not afford the Panthers? We'll find out. The 302 kid, hey, Coach, we'll bring back Ragnow, save us money at least for now. My opinion is yes, just because if you're going to go after Linderbaum or something like that, you're not going to be paying quite the same, but you're splitting hairs to a certain degree, 302 kid. Pierce number, we still need a round one tackle. Could be what they do. Good morning, says Trim Reaper, Moonscar. I just wanted to point out that I mentioned the possibility of Frank Ragnow returning 3 or 4 weeks ago. Based on that, he tried coming back. We'll see whether or not this comes true. Yes, indeed. We don't know yet. JK, Drew's playbook. We'll find out. Trim Reaper, what up, though, Miles Marker? Could be a lot of stuff. We'll have to wait for him to foretell. Woodscar Blade, if he can pass physical, bring him in and let him compete for a spot and earn it. Yeah. See if he can make the 53-man roster. Anthony Fitzpatrick, what up, though? What up, Ant-Man? How you doing today? Guido, I'm sure Ragnar will take a team somewhat team-friendly deal. Could be. They could be. Takes a little less. Don Burr, don't see Frank Ragnar coming back either. For what? Shake my head. Oh, I guess chance to play, chance to win. Rags got to draft, make his decision. And there you go. It says as the 302 good morning, coach and crew. Exclamation point. Getting excited for free agency in the draft. Go Lions. Hey, we're going to get one of them in about 2 weeks. John, shake my head. Frank ain't coming back. Okay. Hookadoo. Ant-Man, good afternoon. It is his afternoon, isn't it? See, Dr. Detroit, Don, yeah, this run it back is old and stale, and we need some place like that. Well, okay. Your tie was crooked, coach. It happens, man. Let's see, Ken, Frank Ragnar was arguably the best center in the NFL before he retired because of injuries. If he's healthy, then you welcome him baback with open arms. Exclamation point. I'll go with that, Ken Ross, 100% there. All right, looking for other people who haven't been on as much. Trim Reaper, crooked refs. Hey, we might have some. Miles Marcus, Theodore Lopez. I was born in California. Yay for the West Coast. The West Coast and the most coast, right? Number, yep, time to move on. I'm tired of if he is playing or retired stuff. Enjoy life and retire. Yeah, nothing wrong with enjoying life. Phil, I heard Decker has not repaired his bad shoulder. How can he be ready to play 100%? No way. That I can't answer, man. Let's see. Trim Reaper, no show today. Fair enough. Thank you for that, coach. Dre Day, with Decker under contract, he can still use the Detroit medical staff to get right, but I don't believe Frank has that luxury being retired. Not the Detroit medical staff, but NFL services, I want to say for 5 years after retirement. Thomas, free agent offensive line, draft for defense help. We'll see if they do. Keitho, Ragnar was dealing with all those injuries and broken throat, still was a monster. He was indeed. Don Bird, Pierce, I didn't see the list. I'm sure it was a good one. It probably was a good one. Johnny Gas Sports, good morning, Dan and Duke Crew. Exclamation point, back at you. Leo, if Decker and Rags come back, get a stud on D. Make a trade for the draft or take next third rounders for something big. We'll see if they do. I'm a no-show. You're right here, show. How about that, show? Plan A, Ragnar. Plan B, Glasgow. Plan C, Ratledge. Plan D, free agent center. Plan E, draft center. Hey, we got a lot of plans there. Pierce number, if I got it my way, free agency, get a center, draft a tackle, edge, and some secondary help. Yeah, probably all things. Remember, good morning, Johnny Gas. Phil, Lions keep their medical and training staff. Was that a good idea? I don't know enough about them to know one way or the other. And I don't have any experience with them. Let's see, Johnny Gas, thanks, buddy. A little better today. Glad you're feeling better. Ken Ross, maybe last year he decided it was a whim to come back and wasn't preparing his body. But if he had been working out with the intention of playing again this year, all is healthy, bring him back to camp. Yeah, at least let him compete. Let's see if he can earn it. Remember, no boss up ball today, man. It happens. Dr. Detroit, I think Kafka has guys not petsing. Yeah, maybe that's accurate. Keito, I think right now would have passed that physical if he won against the Packers. Ooh. I have my opinions on that as well. Don Bird, Pierce, 100% agree. Center is what would be Aaron Brewer or Joe Tipman, either in a day 2 trade. Maybe they will. Let's see. Coach Jones is laughing. Randy, good morning, everyone. Woo! Exclamation point, back at you. Trim Reaper, oh no boss up, ball out. Yeah, they're not balling out today. JK, just bought myself an F-150 lifted V8 with Banks airflow system. All right, it's beyond my wise words of wisdom, so I can't help with that, any of that. I'd see Trim Reaper says, nice, JK. Woo! Pierce down Burr. If we draft Dunker like I think we will, right side would be the wall of mullet if we'd got Tipman also. Hey, nothing wrong. Good mullet goes a long way, right? Little Iron Boy, Frank back equals no Linderbaum, question mark, love Rags, but would have loved Linderbaum also. Torn. Yes, and I get it, man. He's younger, but he's also had some injuries too. As Linderbaum not coming here, could be. I think he's going to, if he leaves, he's going over to New York. Dark Detroit, We're holding on to $34 million in players back from playoffs to use them then. Rough. All right. Could be. Dennis, Stephanie, show them what grit looks like. Probably will. As Ravens are prepared to offer Linderbaum a deal. Good for them. They probably should. Don Burr, Detroit is looking at Cade Mays, center for Panthers. I think that's a good one. Who's a free agent this year per Jeff Risen? Yeah, and I get he's not Linderbaum, but I think he does a lot of good stuff. I just don't think he's as complete, but he's also a little bit healthier overall, if I'm not mistaken. Detroit, he is okay. Thomas, why is it from last year we were 30th in pass blocking, 20th in one block? How about run blocking? And yet our offensive line coach keeps getting kudos. I don't get it. Maybe it's because what he was working with. I don't know, man. Thomas, Bo Jackson, by the greatest athletes I've ever seen. Yeah, by far the greatest athletes you've ever seen. Yeah, he's up there, man. 100%. Real bright, real life bright. Decker held together with duct tape is hilarious. That might be accurate. Maybe some super glue too. Silver Server. What's up, Sierra Joe? Trim and Reaper, have a great day, coach and crew. Exclamation point. Woo! Linderbaum is a pipe dream. Probably accurate, says Dr. Detroit. Silver Server, are there really Americans who don't know who Bo Jackson is? Yeah. I mean, that injury happened, late 80s, early 90s? I mean, it's been a minute, man. It's been a minute. Let's see. Same old soup, just read it. Any news on Nick Whiteside? No, but, I like a lot of the potential of that kid. I think most of the fan base does. All right, Mastoff. Arnold played bad his rookie year and was injured most of last year, hoping third year is vastly different. I like the way he was grooming and developing, but I also get some people don't. I still love you, Don Kong, says Phil. I think we all love Don Kong. Just seems like, something's changed. Ken Ross skipped the Bears. We'll be skipping them. Ken, easy. Let's see, Michigan. D. Mott is going nowhere. Trim Reaper, I still like you, Don Kong. Sorry, I timed you out, bro. It happens, man. Detroit, if Frank's healthy, he can still play until he retires. Probably won't happen. See, Jeremy, it's about to be a scary sight, the NFL season. All grit or one pride. Hey, I like it. Like indeed. Lions are coming for everybody. Let's see, Phil. Can the Lions move on until Ragnow and Decker retire? They are former regime draft picks. They are, man. But you know what? If you feel like they're going to help you, you're going to use them. Queen Marion, Jeremy, I like the way you're thinking. 100%. I'm going to use that saying. Phil, stem cells are available. Everybody, that's what I'm hearing. Motown Mitch, Barry Sanders was a bust. So is Dick Night Train Lane. Is that what I'm hearing from DK this morning? We'll have to wait and find out. Phil, do new coaches every year at positions hurt or help the team? Depends on, how things go. If you do a lot of winning, if you see improvements, it probably is considered a win. Pierce, Phil, I say hurt, no continuity. How about that? And scheme changes. Wolverine Lion Sports Talk. Of course, the morning I was supposed to come on and talk about the owner of the Michigan Arrows. The secretary at my kid's school wants to give me updates on things that's more important. Hey, it happens. Taking care of family is always more important. We'll set up another time, man. Don't worry about it. Thomas, stem cells aren't going to help Kirby. You never know, man. I'd say just pour a bunch of Mountain Dew over the knee and just watch it magically heal. Talk to Detroit. Why is it good news? Question mark. I'm not understanding what is good news. Can someone explain that? I think Dave Montgomery, it sounds like he's going to be back. Decker's going to be back. I mean, I guess it comes down to your personality, how you view it. I take it as good news. Maybe you don't. Trim Reaper, maybe tomorrow, Coach Jones. There you go. Hookadoo. Coach Mike, you'll have another chance. I'm sure Dan will hook you up and probably make that happen for sure. Phil, I'm fully torn hamstring, can leave a big knot in the back of your thigh. Reattachment by surgery is the only treatment. I'll tell you, hon, Don Burr record setting for a center would be $20 million. Yes, and he could get more than that. Amy, time for a chuckle. I am a retired truck driver, and every time I hear a combine, I used to deliver to John Deere and have visions of a gigantic John Deere combine chasing new draftees down the field. Run. All right, we'll try to run. Let's see. Remember the movie Pixels with Adam Sandler? The hardest game was Donkey Kong. How about that? Never seen the movie, though. Gary, fully torn hamstring. You're on crutches, unless you're Frank Ragnow. Dr. Detroit, so let me understand this. We're cheering because we got a bunch of unhealthy guys back who can't finish the year out. Why are we cheering for that? That's when the Achilles heel, no pun intended. Decker, I thought, played well down the stretch. He had some issues for sure, but I guess it comes down to, do you feel like whoever you're bringing in is going to be better than him. Maybe they do move on him. I don't know. We'll find out, man. Bo, happy trails, Duke crew. All done and dusted for the day. See you tomorrow. We'll see you then. Phil, Ravens are offering their center a record-breaking contract. Linderbaum. Yes, I've heard whispers about that. Man stuff, MCDC said they would need a replacement for Taylor Decker. Regardless, I don't think Ragnow returns. I'm still bitter about the organization's false claim that he was returning last season. They tried to get him back, and then whatever, it didn't work. Need a 2-hour show, coach, today? Not going to happen. I got work to do, man. How do you feel about these weapons? Laughing out loud, unsustainable. Hey, maybe only need them for this year. Great, Mary. Have a good day, everyone. Stay safe and be blessed. See you all in the morning. See you then. The Michigan Arrows. Yes, indeed. Lauren, good morning, Mike Jones. Can't wait for the Arrows season. The Arrows are coming. Hey, they're pointed like an arrow towards the season. Attila, coach, where was it reported that Ragnow was coming back? Not seeing it anywhere. Just speculation. Just what I've heard from some different people I talked to late yesterday. Plus, there was a couple things that some of the Duke crew sent me over about it. So there you go. Let's see, Gavison, Attila Hun, you're on board yet with Anthony Hill Jr. first round pick 26 draft. We'll find out. T. Martinez, good morning, coach and Duke crew. Exclamation point, happy hump day. And there you go. Dr. Troy, Bo and Donnie Sanders, probably the best athletes or at least top 3. All right, I'll go with that. Deion Sanders, I think you mean. Lions have Henry Ford Hospital athletic training and OTPT. There you go. Partnership, my man. I got you. Don Kong got a brain. Martinez cut Decker, get Trent Williams. Ooh, could you do that? Waiting on the link via text. Yeah, won't be able to do it today, man. Not while I'm on this deep into the show. Let's see. Thomas Trent Williams wants $40 million a year. That ain't happening. Probably not in Detroit. Bo knows he did. Phil, bucket. Hey, sometimes you need a good bucket. Detroit, Dr. Detroit, Deion Sanders. Yeah, I at least I'm assuming that's where he was going with that. Brad Holmes engaged in total GM talk at the combine yesterday. Probably accurate. Let's see. Southwest. I saw nothing from Arnold last season. He missed too much time this season. We'll tell what really made of how many years it will take for you to develop. This clock starts clicking right now. Yeah, we'll go with that. Some corners do take 2, 3, 4 seasons. Okay, Dr. Detroit, yes, he done an abnormal brain. Hey, abnormal it is. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Why is that? I got to get to work. If there is breaking news, I'll get it over to you as quick as possible today. If you would be so kind before departing, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit all the buttons. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your day. Do something kind for somebody you don't know. Be a good human being. And we'll see you guys all in the very next Lions Talk Live. Have a phenomenal day, everybody.